So welcome.
Fun.
So we really this call is to again just to ask if there's any questions about the workshop, about the basic workshop. Yeah, we covered the
Yes.
new direction balance, the resolution balance, the muscle testing, action steps. Secondary gains, I might talk a little bit more as a recap today because we didn't recap those last time. So I might talk a little bit about the secondary gains again, and I might talk a little bit about the using PSYCH-K in our daily life again, because this was the day 3 that we didn't really touch on in the last Zoom call. So we can add some more information about that. And then we will have one more Zoom call probably in 2 or 3 weeks to go over the protocols that I will. You've already sent the protocols out, haven't you, Nadia, to this group? The Gaia, the creating a
Yes,
new
already.
reality. Yeah, yeah. So
They
then we
have the
will. Yeah,
yeah.
then we will go over the 3. We might go through those tonight too then, and then we can put it all into this recording. And then if people
Yeah.
want another Zoom, we create one. But if people are happy with this information, we leave it just with the 2. We'll be flexible, adaptable.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And they have some question asked just asked in the group. I will translate
wonderful. Yeah,
and ask. Yeah.
yeah, good, good.
Yes. So I start first. I
Yes,
start first.
yeah, I will let you
Yeah.
start first. Yeah.
Okay. Fanny, do you have any question? 你有冇啲咩問題想問呀？
有啊，我想問咧，嗰、個 TPS 嗰個咧，即係如果我係咪即係如果冇一個具體嘅目標嘅話咧，我係咪將個情景，即係我有啲，譬如我今日有一個講座，咁我有啲壓力，即係我將個情景帶入自己嗰個腦海嘛，因為冇個目標，我覺得好似好難咁樣啊，唔知點樣去。
Okay. So what Fanny asked is that she wonder whether she have to have a goal for the TPS because sometimes when she's doing TPS, she can bring herself to the situations, the condition again, but she feels quite difficult if she didn't have a goal regarding the situation.
Yeah, cool.
So her question is whether she has to have a consider to think of a goal before doing the TPS.
Yeah. So the answer is no, but you need to have an idea of what the stress is because you need to bring it to mind in the pre-test. Yeah. The
係啦，
goal.
你唔需要一定係啦，你唔需要一定嘅係啦，你唔需要一定要有個目標，但係你要知道你想要 TPS 嗰個情景係啲乜嘢。
Then there is a little note on the paper, on the TPS sheet that says the goal is to take it to a state of peace and non-attachment. So it's kind of like the goal is built into that process. Yeah.
係啦，Rosie 就講咧，因為其實如果你睇翻張 notes 咧，佢下低有一句 note 嘅，有一句請注意，就係話咧，活依個 TPS 個目標咧，就係將你由嗰個有壓力嘅情景帶到一個咧唔執着同埋咧係平靜嘅狀態，呢個就本身係個目標啦。
係啦，我覺得我可能就係執着嗰個情景，因為譬如一個家庭聚會裏面，我諗到其中有2個人會發生衝突，咁咧我就未到夜晚，咁我就有一個憂慮啦，咁我就做一個 TPS，咁我就帶個情景就話哦喺嗰個聚會裏面佢哋好和諧，咁就完成咗啦，係咪咁樣咧？即係我尋日就試做呢一個。
Fanny has a example of like she's going to having a family gathering, but their conflicts already happen in the family gathering. So before the day, before the gathering, she did it TPS. Yes. Her question is that uh, whether she should think of after before the TPS, before the complete of the TPS, does she need to think of a very harmony and very the perfect situation, the scenario, and then to compete, or what should she do?
Good question. So what we do is in step 4B, where we're creating the change, where we're transforming the perception, we only have to think of the stressful situation. We don't have to think about the positive outcome. We stay concentrating on the stressful situation, and we allow it to come to a state of peace and non-attachment. Yeah, so at some point it's even hard to keep thinking of it because we're trying, but then it dissipates. And that's what we're waiting for in step 4B. Yeah. So a really good question because it's nice to get that clarity.
呢個真係一個好好嘅問題啊，Fanny，因為咧呢個係要去釐清嘅。咁咧喺呢個 TPS 入邊咧，我哋個目標咧並唔係咧要咧去直至到我哋諗咗一個 perfect 嘅 outcome，即係一個完美嘅結果，而係咧我哋咧係透過呢個 TPS 咧將嗰個壓力嘅情景咧轉化去到一個不執着同埋平靜嘅狀態嘅啫，呢個就係個目標啦。
Yeah. Is it helpful?
幫到你嘛？
即是話係啦，我唔執着於人哋可能有衝突，我都係接受嘅，我都可以好。
So I have to feel the acceptable, even they will have conflict. So I have to. Do I need to feel?
Concentrate on this discomfort. It will dissipate. It's not that you're wanting to create that, but you're concentrating on it so it can move to a state of peace. Yeah.
你唔需要咧去令到自己要係咁嘅，唔需要用力嘅。只不過咧，你嘅要做嘅咧就係將你專注喺嗰個唔舒服嘅狀態嗰度，直至到佢自己走，直至到你感覺到冇咗嗰個嗰個感受，而係較為平靜嘅，咁就係嗰個目標啦，而唔係話哇你去到最尾咧要 feel 到好舒服，唔係嘅。
And then after you've done this balance, after you've done the TPS, you can reflect and say, do I want to do something more on top of it? And you could create a goal statement of how you want it to be. So then you could create our family gathering, or my family is harmonious at the gathering, or something like this, how you want it to be. Yeah.
但係你喺做完呢個 TPS 之後咧，如果你能夠諗到一啲嘢啊，我去咧，如果係咁樣嘅話咧，我就會係好啲嘅。又或者係咧喺嗰個咧嘅家庭聚會入邊咧，會係哇咁樣咧會係最好，或者係你諗到你想要個家庭聚會係點嘅時候咧，你就去做一個平衡咯，做一個goal statement 就係去平衡佢咯。
咁我尋日就做咗呢一個係啦，就係我自己覺得咁樣我就覺得好好啦，我就做咗一個咁嘅平衡。咁事實上，尋晚個聚會咧就好好啦，整個過程都好好。咁完咗，佢哋仲相約下一次。咁當佢哋相約下一次嘅時候，我就諗到你有一個咧 Natia 你話完結之後感到有壓力咧，我又做一個 TPS。咁我尋晚臨瞓，我又做一個 TPS，即係我又覺得又嚟咁樣，即係我又有一啲憂心，即係總係驚佢哋再走翻之前嗰個衝突，係啦。咁佢哋又好好，係啊。
Okay, I should share with Rosie. She already has her quantum shift. this shift. This is my interpretation. But let me translate what Fanny said.
Yeah.
Actually, she did the TPS and the goal statement already, and then she enjoyed a very good family gathering yesterday.
Good.
So, but
Yeah.
her stress again come out because they are very, they have a very harmony and happy gathering. So her families said, let's do it again, maybe next week. So he feel stressed again. So
But this is
so
good.
she
This is
she
really
she
good.
yes, regarding this situation, she did another TPS and she feel really good because she has to prepare for the next family gathering.
Fantastic. Really good. Really good.
Lovely，太
Yeah.
好了。
We go. Yay!
Yeah，我仲可唔可以問一個問題啊？
She would like to ask one more question.
Of course.
Yes, please. Yeah.
我幫個朋友做嘅時候咧，咁我就遇到好多我解決唔到嘅問題。咁佢個眼嘅周圍咧痕就痕咗1年㗎啦，咁佢都有睇醫生㗎，但係就反反覆覆地一直都痕。咁我就問佢由幾時開始，咁佢就話1年啦咁樣。咁個開始咧就問嘅時候一路問咁啦。咁開始嘅時候就因為佢應承佢先生，佢唔做嘢啦，佢就辭退個家用，佢就負責屋企嘅嘢。咁佢話佢自從做咗屋企嘅嘢，佢眼就痕啦。係，咁我就幫佢 set 咗啲目標啦，咁佢又 OK 啦，但係咧到行動嗰陣時咧，佢就樣樣都覺得唔得咯，佢覺得我做唔到啊，我唔可以啊，即係 set 嗰個行動嘅時候，佢就好多都話唔得啦，咁就棘住咗咁樣。唔知我有冇講清楚？
OK，所以你嘅問題就係話你做晒啲目標句，但係佢之後就唔想做行動目標，係咪啊？
係啊，咁
Action
跟
step。
住係啊，就算佢勉強，佢覺得啊，我可以做呢個嘅時候咧，
好，OK。
嗯。
So, Fanny's question is, she has a partner, actually is her friend. After getting retired, yes, and yes, and become a housewife, yes, from working woman to housewife, and she has something like asthma，係咪濕疹啊？類似
佢都唔係濕疹，其實係一啲敏感痕咁樣咯，佢就會成日捽咁
very
樣咯。
itchy.
Yeah.
Yes, Fanny did some balances with her partner, and all went very well. But after the session, when Fanny asked her friend, the partner, do you think can you think of any action step you can take? And but the partner is really refused and resist to think of anything to do with yes all the action step. She can feel her resistance on that. So what can she do?
Yeah. We can't force people to take action because it is their conscious free will to move. I do what Fanny did. I invite them and encourage them, but at the end of the day, it is the partner's responsibility to take the action. So it's a tricky situation. Yeah.
呢一個咧係嗰個去做行動步驟咧係佢意識上邊佢自己嘅意願嚟嘅，咁所以我哋唔能夠去強迫所有我哋嘅 partner 咧去做行動步驟嘅。咁我哋會邀請佢係啦，請佢去做，但係我哋就唔會去逼佢去做嘅。咁所以如果佢真係唔想嘅，咁我哋就唔需要去做嘅。
咁我發現咧係唔 OK，跟住咧，但係喺個傾談過程中，我就發現其實我唔知我咁樣去猜測啱唔啱。我發現佢係潛意識裡面佢唔想做家頭細務，即係佢唔想做嗰啲嘢，佢想逃離嗰啲嘢，就產生咗呢個問題。然之後我就唔識再進一步去幫佢查解啦。
Fanny said she feel helpless because Fanny said with her experience, the eczema in around the eyes is like caused by her friends not willing to do the housework. She think this is the reason. So she don't know where how to help her friends.
Yeah. We can only help them, but we can't heal them, or it's up to them to step into that space. We can help most by just holding a space like you sumatak, and trusting that when they're ready, they will move into it. So trusting in their timing. Yeah. Yeah.
係啦，Rose 就話咧，我哋要相信嗰個時間啦，係啦，咁因為咧，我哋唔能夠去逼到，或者係我哋能夠幫助佢，但係我哋唔能夠去強迫，或者係去強迫一啲事情去發生啊。咁所以咧，我哋作為促成者嘅責任咧，就係去建立嗰個神聖嘅空間，去俾佢喺入邊去進化嘅，係啦。所以我哋唔需要去擔憂太多啊，諗太多。
And we can balance in us any stress that we have around our friend not getting better. Yeah.
同埋我哋可以幫自己去做喎，幫自己去做一個轉化咧，就係當我感覺到我個朋友幫唔到我朋友啦，我自己唔開心啦，或者係擔心嘅時候咧，我哋反而可以幫自己去做平衡。
係啊，thank you，Lucy，就係咁樣啊，Lucy 啊，thank you，我就覺得唔開心，即係我好似因為係好好嘅朋友，我見到我好似好想帶，我又好似見到佢有啲根源，好似我唔知要點樣去幫佢化解咁樣。
Fanny said, that is it. Thank you, Rosie, because this is really what I feel. Yes, I feel helpless. So yes, this is what she really want to ask, and she got the answer already.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And thank you for asking, because it helps everybody. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
阿 Tia， 我報咗大師班啊，我好期待啊！
She enrolled the master already. Yeah, we can evolve again together. 我哋可以一齊再繼續進化。
I see
所以
you.
我而家好積極咁試下做啊。
Yes, I'm very proactive and yes, very into and do a lot of balance.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Yeah, cool.
So Rosie, another question is that Betty has a question. When she established communication with her partners, sometimes she can. Sometimes she feel that all the muscle testing is strong. So I feel she feel that her partners always resist her and use a lot of strain on their muscle. So in this case, what can she do?
Yeah, really cool. It can happen especially when we're new facilitators. It can happen. What I recommend is using less pressure. So really gentle pressure, and asking the partner to notice with just allowing it to stay, just small amount of pressure, and then just small amount of pressure for the week. And often when we really reduce the pressure, they can't push back because it becomes very obvious. Yeah. So if we just use really light pressure, they can relax and notice it somewhere in their arm that it's weakening a little bit, and invite them to just notice it in their own arm, the difference, what they feel. So, and see if this helps. For me, this has been amazing. Even if with really big, strong people, I use even less, really gentle pressure, and they notice it more easily. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another question is from Carmen. Carmen has some recurring eczema
Yeah.
on her skin. And she did a goal statement, which is my skin heals itself naturally and quickly. My skin is healthy.
Yeah.
But she felt that it didn't seem to work. Yes.
Okay.
So she even has another theme up reasoning. So what should she do?
Yeah. Wonderful.
Or any other goal statement can help her.
Yeah. Perfect. So, oops. So what a goal is the eczema and everything about the eczema. This is the goal. Yeah. The goal statement is helping us to get towards that goal. Yeah. So sometimes we create a goal statement and it doesn't move us to where we want to be experiencing. For maybe there's a few reasons for this. One, we might need to just move our perspective a little bit. So just move the way we view it. So with these goal statements that Carmen has done, these are great
Yes.
and they will be
Yeah.
fine. So don't go back to those. Think
Yes.
of why do I want my eczema to be healed?
Mm,
Yeah, and maybe look at it from this perspective.
mm,
Or what might I lose if I heal my eczema? Or
mm,
what other things might happen if I resolve the eczema? Maybe
mm,
do a TPS around the eczema. I
mm,
would also ask myself, when did it start? Because
mm,
maybe there was a starting trigger. Maybe there was
mm,
experience in life where the eczema started. I could
mm.
maybe ask myself that and transform
Yes.
any perception of stress around that.
Okay.
So there's a few, it's really moving to look from different eyes, from new
Mm,
eyes. So we've looked at it from these eyes. So now move a little bit from a different angle and look from different eyes. Does that make
mm.
sense?
Yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I will share with them. I will share with them your answer with the
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. And also taking action. So also
Yeah.
taking action and maybe it's something different than what she's doing now. And also maybe when did it flare up? Was there anything that triggered the flare up emotionally or stress wise that she can maybe dig into as well? Yeah. Yeah.
And I think this question is quite good for today's topic, the
Yes,
secondary gain.
secondary gains. It leads
Yes.
us beautifully
Yeah.
into secondary
No,
gains.
naturally. Yeah.
Yeah, and the session, how to do a session. It's really nice. So let's talk a little bit about secondary gains. Yep. Woo. So the secondary gains in your packet, the secondary gains is, oh, it's beautiful. Thanks, Carmen. Yeah, she's in that chat area. Beautiful. Cool. Um, yeah. So secondary gains is in your material on page 4 in the last paragraph. A very small amount, not a lot written about it. And we're going to expand a little bit in this call because sometimes we learn so much in the 3 days that sometimes we even forget about the small bits, yeah? It's nice to revisit it. So secondary gains aren't always, but they are often, yeah? They show up if we've balanced for something and we're not getting the results we're wanting, think secondary gains. Or we do our balancing, things improve, then they come back. Think secondary gains. Yeah. The secondary gains are for the subconscious mind really important, but not necessarily for the conscious mind. So sometimes consciously we have no awareness of them because we don't perceive the value consciously. But for the subconscious mind, it could be keeping us alive. Yeah. For example, it has more importance to the subconscious mind than our original goal. Yeah. So it's more important to the subconscious than achieving the goal. Yeah. For eczema, for example, I had a lady that had a lot of eczema, and we did 2 sessions, and it improved a little bit, but it flared up again. So it really didn't get her to where she wanted to go. So in the 3rd session, I asked her, what is the eczema to you? Like, so how do you feel with the eczema? And she said, in some ways, it's like a friend, because it keeps me contained. I have to concentrate on my skin. So it stops me from going out in the world so much. I said, what would happen if you go out in the world? And she said, I would not be safe. So for her, the eczema was keeping her safe and preventing her from going out as much. So it was safety, it was protection. Yeah? So think about how it might be being your friend. What is it giving you? Sometimes we think, oh, it must be something bad. No, the secondary gains is supporting you on some level. It's being your friend. The subconscious is not there to make your life terrible. The subconscious mind is keeping us alive. Yeah, this is its role and its function. So often subconscious beliefs, secondary gains, are trying to support us in some way. Safety, security, belonging, acceptance, love and attention are really common secondary gains. Yeah, protection also is very big. Yeah. So ask ourselves, how might it be protecting me? And then what we want to do with the answers or the insights, if we get one, is to satisfy the benefit. So keep the protection and the safety, but not with the eczema anymore. Yeah? So I am safe in the world even with healthy skin. Yeah? So we keep the safety and put it with something else. Yeah? I had a secondary gain around my smoking when I was balancing to give up smoking when I first did PSYCH-K. I did all the goal statements towards giving up smoking, and it was really good for 3 days. Then I felt like I wanted a cigarette again. Yeah. So I asked myself, how is the cigarette being my friend? What is it giving me? And my answer was, it gives me the ability to stop during the day. Because in my family, we were always doing, always busy. Yeah, so my smoking was an excuse to stop for 10 minutes. So I needed to balance. I can still stop during the day sometimes, even just having a glass of water. Yeah, even just looking at the garden. So I didn't need the cigarette anymore to have the stop. Yeah, I kept my stop, but I attached it to something else. Yeah. I had a lady today who loves sugar, loves eating sweet food, chocolate and lollies and cakes. And she didn't want to give it up. She said, but it's for me, it's joy. This gives me joy. And I said, this is really nice, but actually sugar and food is just sugar and food. And joy is joy. You have just connected them subconsciously. So how about we keep the joy, but we attach it to something else? So she decided to attach the joy simply by breathing and being alive. So simply breathing and being alive gives me joy. And then she didn't need the sugar anymore to keep the joy. So does this make sense? We want to keep the benefit. We want to keep what we're getting from the behavior, but we want to attach it to something different. Yeah. And this is the beauty of secondary gains. It helps us see what's underneath what we're trying to balance for. Yeah. They're not always, but they are often. Often just even a session we will identify secondary gains because we might balance for one goal, then we have new eyes. We are a different version of ourselves. So we're seeing the goal from a different perspective. So often just by doing a session, we identify secondary gains. Yeah, they become visible. What we couldn't see before, we can now see. So the sessions are really, really good to do with ourselves as well. Do a full session, not just the occasional balance. You sit ourselves down and really do a complete session with ourselves. Can be really valuable. What do you think, Nadia? Do you think this covers the secondary gains nicely, or do you have people have questions, or they might have questions in the chat afterwards? Yeah.
I feel really resonate because I have some in my leg recently. But
Yeah.
yes, I in this 2 day I feel really emotional because I after all the balances I think I really get what my inner self uh, is going to tell me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about expressing something to my loved one. Yes, so I just expressed to my family.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I slept really really well yesterday night. So yes, I really touched. Yes, this is yes I have all the things to heal my eczema in the legs because it's not pretty. So I use all the natural medicine, all the
Yeah.
things, very good aroma,
Yes.
yeah, the skincare. But after all that, yes, the I feel really released. Is that I gained my secondary gain. Yes, so yes, I just express it, and yes, it takes courage, but it's really good.
It does take courage to look,
Yeah.
especially to look at the secondary gains, because often we can feel some shame around them or some guilt
Yeah,
around them, or there might be some
not
stress. Yeah.
stress, not deserving.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. And we can see it as an ugly part of us,
yes,
and we all have parts that have not grown up yet, and they can seem ugly to the conscious mind, but they're not. They just need transforming. Yeah.
yes,
So,
yes,
and this is what secondary gains are. But be courageous because it's worth
yes,
the result. It's amazing.
yes, yes,
And we can balance that. We are happy to look at all areas of ourself, that we have love and compassion for all areas of ourself, so that when we identify a secondary gain, we can be a bit more compassionate with what we're growing. Yeah. I tend to, with secondary gains, I treat myself a little bit like a baby because I treat myself like a young child because often secondary
oh,
gains are like young children. So
oh,
you want to hold yourself a little bit with the secondary gains. Understand
yes,
that this is a young part of you. This isn't the mature adult part of you, the conscious wisdom. This is a young part of you. That so give
yeah.
hold yourself a little bit. Yeah, with the
Thank you,
secondary
Rosie.
gains.
But because this is what I'm about to share with Carmen because even I'm quite experienced as facilitator, I take about a month to discover. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank
just be
you.
patient and
Yeah.
enjoy the
Yeah.
process. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rosie.
And it's an evolutionary process. Even after 13 years, I still see parts of myself, and then I will meet myself where I am and clean what's apparent. But then maybe after 2 or 3 days, I see something else around it. And then I get the opportunity to clean that as well. So often when something appears, it's a process for some days and weeks that while you're really curious about what else it has to offer you, it can be really enjoyable if you enjoy the process. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you. Yeah, really cool. So this is secondary gains. Yeah. Not always, but often. The questions we ask that are really useful is what might you lose if you resolve the goal? If you reach the goal, what might you have to give up? Because sometimes you have to let go of something to move to something new. And sometimes it's because we're scared of letting go of something. And then we could also transform perception of stress around that. So what might you lose if you reach this goal? Another question that we use for secondary gains is, what adverse consequence might happen if I achieve this goal? And what the adverse consequence means is, what else might happen that I don't want to happen? Yeah? So what else might happen that I really am not going to enjoy? So, oh my gosh, if I lose this weight and become slim, men might find me attractive and I might not want that. Yeah, I've had this from a woman. Yeah. So this can be a secondary gain. Yeah. So what else might happen that you don't necessarily want to happen? Bruce, when he was publishing his book, he had a secondary gain, and his secondary gain was, oh my gosh, my colleagues might think I'm silly. Yeah. They might think I'm crazy. So he was concerned. He had an adverse consequence. He had something else that might happen that he didn't want to happen. His colleagues might think he's crazy. So he had to balance that he was even more credible when he shared his wisdom, when he published his book. And then he published his book easily. So we just want to satisfy the gain in a new way, in a more helpful way. If you have questions about the secondary gains after the call, after you watch the video, then pop them in the WhatsApp group and we can answer them as well. Yeah. The next thing we're covering today is the session, using PSYCH-K in your daily life. Yeah. And this is really the first part. This is on your page 19. In your packet. Yeah. The first part of page 19 is assess the current situation. So how are things at the moment? Yeah. And sometimes you have 5 things going on in your life. So you might have 5 different situations that you want to use PSYCH-K with. That's okay, but start with one. Yeah, start with the one that means the most. Yeah. So start with that, and this becomes the goal. This becomes what we want to transform. The second part is assess how you want it to be instead. So define the desired result, define the desired goal. How do you want it to be? What do you want to experience instead? How do you want to relate to that situation instead? So everything, we're in relationship with everything in the world. So where we feel this, that we want to create change is really we're wanting to relate to that situation in a different way. How do we want to feel differently? These can all be good questions in helping us create a goal statement or to transform perception of stress. So if we're stressed around the situation, we could do a TPS first and balance for that. If we want a goal statement, then we create the goal statement with the 5 key criteria. First person present tense, in a positive direction, in a definite direction, short and emotionally meaningful, something that means that really represents that goal for us. Once we have the goal statement or the TPS, we go to step 3 on page 19. And this says, enter the balance process. This means we pick up our balance sheets. So this is the new direction balance or the resolution balance for the goal statement or the TPS sheet for TPS. Yes, so start with whichever sheet you need. You're going to establish communication with yourself. Pre-test, if it's a stressful situation, pre-test this. If it's a goal statement, pre-test the goal statement. If you get weak, you go to step 3A and B and get permission and commitment. Permission from the superconscious, commitment from the subconscious. And then you complete the balance, post-test and celebrate. Then you don't continue directly to the fourth part yet. Before doing the action, you're going to come back to the first part and look at the goal that you started with. And ask yourself, what else do I need to transform within me to reach this goal? What else within me needs to change to reach this goal? And it could be another TPS, or it could be a goal statement. Maybe you need to feel differently about the situation. Maybe you need to believe something differently to achieve that goal. So you're going to create a goal statement or a TPS. You don't need to establish communication this time. You go straight to the pre-test. If it's weak, continue the balance, post-test and celebrate. Then you come back again to the overall goal that you started with. Is there anything else within me that I need to change to help me achieve this goal? You keep doing this cycle until you feel like it's complete, until it seems complete. When it seems complete and you think, wow, it seems different now, it's changed, it seems like I've really created a shift, then we go to the fourth part and we ask ourselves, is there an action step that I can take to help me interact with the new reality, with this new goal? So all the balances have created all the potential. And now we need to move. We need to move towards the goal. And this is what an action step is. Yeah. The action step needs to move us to the goal. It needs to relate to the goal. Yeah. So if my goal was to have a difficult conversation with someone, then I might transform perception of stress, create goal statements to help me. The action step would be to have the conversation. Yeah. So it needs to relate. Yeah. So this process, this using PSYCH-K in your daily life is really helps create magic. It really creates the shift. In taking the action step, the conscious mind, which is the judge, gets to notice whether something has changed or whether there's still resistance, whether they're still not quite got there yet. So it's an important step for the conscious mind. Yeah. Some things move quickly. Some things take a little bit more time. So some things are more of an evolutionary process. We're going to keep revisiting certain things like our self-esteem, who we are, you know, our personality, our spirituality. These things are what I call an evolutionary process. We visit them often because we're changing and evolving. So we get to consciously grow and then share that conscious growth with the subconscious. So they're beautiful evolutionary steps. So this is the invitation is to certainly do TPS and balances as you need to, and sit yourself down and give yourself the session when you need to. Yeah. When you're working with other people, when you're facilitating with others, this using PSYCH-K in our daily life, this is the format that we use to give a session to somebody. Yeah, to facilitate a session with a friend or family member. We use this 4-step process on page 19. Yeah. Cool. Fun? Again, if there are questions around this, pop them in the WhatsApp group and we can, and we can answer to those too. I do that too, Nadia. Yay! I like it. Whee! This one's spaceships. I love it.
Evolution.
Evolution. Yeah, it's really cool.
Evolution.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank you, Rosie, so much
My
for your
absolute,
valuable
it's
time.
absolutely my pleasure. I think we have another, I think it's nice to have another Zoom session because people have got the questions and there's
Yeah,
the
yes, really good.
engagement, so we keep it going.
Yeah,
And I think the next
yes.
one, we go through the 3 protocols. You know, we go through the Gaia, and so if
Yeah,
people have a chance to read them before the next Zoom session, then it's the Gaia protocol, the Create a New Reality protocol, and the Greater Personal Self. So there's the 3
yeah.
protocols that you would have received that we can talk about. Yeah, I like these 2.
Yeah, so looking forward.
Yeah. So it will be because it's a funny time of year. We won't do it next week because too many people will
Yes,
be doing family things. So I'm just
yes.
looking at my I can do the 4th of January or the 11th of January. What is a good time for you, Nadia? Because we need you as well.
Oh,
The 4th.
yes. We share. We talk in the WhatsApp group. What?
Perfect.
We.
We
Yeah. I talk to
organize
you
it, then we
personally.
share it, then we
Yes.
share it
Yes.
with the group. Perfect. That
Yeah.
sounds wonderful. So thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you, Pinky. Thank you, Clara. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Been really
Lucy.
you.
Thank
lovely. It's so
you.
nice
Thank
to
you,
see you.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Wishing you a beautiful holiday season, a really beautiful Christmas season. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Thank
Pinky.
you so
Nice to
much.
see you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you,
Bye
See
Lucy.
bye.
you.
Bye.